In just one word, how would you summarise 2020? What is the one word you would choose to summarise this year? Maybe it would be unknown, fear, anger, outrage, chaos, loneliness, despair, lost. It's been a year unlike any other. This year actually began with devastating bushfires sweeping through Australia, endangering beautiful species of animals like the koalas. But how much do we actually remember of that? In another year, that would probably have been a defining moment, the thing that stuck in many people's memories. But today, in the light of COVID-19 and this worldwide pandemic, it's virtually forgotten. Other things have taken over, and people are angry, and people are scared, and people are lost, people are stressed, and maybe you feel like that too. In the midst of all this turmoil of COVID-19, politics has reared its head again with Brexit. And social justice and social injustice has had a spotlight shined upon it. Unknown, fear, outrage, anger, chaos, loneliness, lost. But this morning, I want to suggest a different word. A word that should be characterising us as 2020 comes towards its end. A word that should be our response to everything that's going on around us. And that word is gentleness. Gentleness. Gentleness is needed today. If we want to help each other, then we need to be gentle with one another. So easy in our own anxiety, our own anger, our own frustration to be harsh and to be cruel and to be neglectful. We need to be gentle. If we want to break through the noise of the outrage in our world, through the fear and the hurt, we're not going to do it by trying to shout louder than those who are already shouting. We're going to do it by being gentle. If we just want to get through this year, if we just want to make it through this crisis, then raging about it is not going to help us. Gentleness, keeping calm, keeping in control, trusting in the Lord Jesus Christ. That is what we need to be doing. You know, in Philippians 4 verse 5, Paul tells us that we are to let our gentleness be known to all men. He says, let your gentleness be known to all men. And gentleness isn't simply about what we say. Gentleness is not just in our words. It's not just in our actions. It's actually who and what we need to be. It's about our spiritual formation into people whose natural disposition to each other and to the world around us is gentleness, not passivity, not just turning a blind eye, but approaching each person and each situation with the gentleness which belongs to the Lord Jesus Christ. Gentleness, you see, isn't simply the way you respond to somebody when provoked. Gentleness is the lens through which followers of Jesus Christ view and approach each other and this world in which we live. We are to bring his gentleness to bear in all of our conversations, all of our interactions, all of our attitudes, all of our feelings, all of our thoughts as we interact with one another and with this world. That doesn't mean that we leave injustice or unrighteousness untouched. What it means is that we defeat evil by refusing to respond in kind. For this to happen, though, for us to have that kind of gentleness in our own Christian lives, we need to be transformed. We need to be changed. We need to be transformed by the gentleness of the Lord Jesus Christ that he daily shows towards us. You know, in Matthew 10, verse 29, he said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." As we learn from the Lord Jesus Christ, as we learn about his gentleness, and as we practice that gentleness that we are learning from him, we have this promise that we will find rest for our souls. Of course, there's an eternal dimension to that, isn't there? This is a statement about our salvation and our rest from sin and judgment. But it's also a statement for our day-to-day living. If we learn the gentleness and humility of the Lord Jesus Christ, then on a day-to-day basis, we can find rest for our souls. Gentleness. Let that be the word that summarizes 2020 for you. That this has been a year in which you have learned to be gentle.